It was a quiet Sunday morning in Boulder Creek, Colorado, a neighborhood built for calm lives and family picnics. Gabriel Hunter, 42, had just returned from his early grocery run. He was stacking bags from the trunk of his Jeep when one of them tore open, spilling eggs and oranges onto the driveway. "Of course," he muttered, more tired than irritated. "Daddy, I'll help," chirped Lily, his barefoot 8-year-old daughter, skipping out from the garage. She crouched, chasing a runaway lemon under the bumper. "Careful, sweetheart," Gabriel said. "Go get the broom." She nodded and ran back inside, her ponytail bouncing like the morning sun. Gabriel straightened up with a quiet groan. It had only been 4 months since he moved here, hoping this sleepy suburb would be a reset for both of them after his last deployment. He was ex-Delta Force, now working private security. But you never really stop scanning rooms or watching corners. Habits like that didn't vanish. That's why, when he saw the matte black Ford Explorer creeping down the street, no front plates, windows too dark, he immediately tensed. The vehicle rolled past his driveway and came to a slow stop. 2 white men stepped out, mid-40s, square jaws, matching tactical vests with neighborhood patrol, stitched in bold letters. No official logos.
No vayas.
The taller one spoke, his voice brisk. "Morning. Can we help you?" Gabriel blinked. "I live here." "Got ID?" the shorter man asked, eyeing the groceries. Gabriel's brow furrowed. "Excuse me." "ID," the taller man repeated. "We've had complaints. Suspicious activity." Gabriel tilted his head slightly. "What kind of complaints?" "Someone matching your description's been poking around other properties," said the shorter man. "Doorbell footage doesn't lie." Gabriel exhaled slowly. "I just got back from Fayetteville yesterday. That's my daughter inside. This is my home. I don't owe you proof." The taller one smirked. "Funny. You don't look military." That was the line. The hook that tried to reel Gabriel into a reaction. Instead, he watched. Observed. The shorter man's hand hovered near his waistband, too casual for comfort. "Where's your badge?" Gabriel asked. "We don't need to show you anything," the short one snapped. "You're the one acting suspicious." "I'm cautious," Gabriel said, calm. "Not stupid." At that moment, Lily came out with the broom, but froze as she spotted the men. "Go inside, honey," Gabriel said gently. She obeyed, hesitant, eyes wide. "You teaching her to run from questions, too?" sneered the tall one. Gabriel ignored him. Instead, he picked up his phone from the driver's seat. "Smile," he said. "You're being recorded." That changed everything. The short man stepped forward, hand clearly on a black handgun shoved into his waistband. "Stop filming right now." Gabriel didn't flinch. "You just drew a firearm on a man in front of his child." "We've had thefts," the tall one interjected. "We're just doing our job." Gabriel tilted his head again. "A guy with a kid's broom and bananas is your idea of a threat?" "This community gave us authority," the shorter man insisted, tapping his vest. "I've been to every HOA meeting since I moved in," Gabriel replied. "Never seen you once." That hit a nerve. The short one's nostrils flared. "Don't get smart." "No," Gabriel said. "I'm being precise. Impersonating an officer is a felony. I said show ID. And I said get off my property." The gunman's fingers twitched. Then a voice called from a nearby porch. "Everything all right there?" Mrs. Greta Lawrence, retired librarian, sharp-eyed, stood with a coffee mug, watching. "Just a check-in, ma'am," the tall man said quickly. "Since when?" she replied, unimpressed. Another voice came from across the street. "Gabriel, you need help?" It was Marcus Lee, an EMT. He didn't sound worried, but he was. He stood at the edge of his driveway, watching. Gabriel gave a barely visible nod. The taller man noticed and whispered to his partner, "Let's go." But the gunman didn't move. He stared at Gabriel. "You're not scared," he said. Gabriel took a step forward. "Because I've done this before." The man blinked. You military? Gabriel didn't answer. He pulled out a wallet, flipped it open to reveal a government ID just long enough. The man backed up. You've got to be kidding me. No, Gabriel said. Now who the hell are you? That's when the sirens started. Seconds later, a sheriff's cruiser rolled up. 2 deputies stepped out. The younger one barked, "Hands where we can see them." The gunman hesitated, then raised his hands. The taller one tried to talk. "We're with the neighborhood watch." "Do you have ID? A guard license? Gun permit?" asked the senior deputy. The short one stayed quiet. The younger cop turned to Gabriel. "Mr. Hunter, you all right?" Gabriel nodded. "I am now." The 2 men were cuffed on the curb. Neighbors gathered quietly. Some filming. Most whispering. Gabriel stood silently, arms crossed, groceries still scattered. Sergeant Rich Lanford took his statement. "They never gave names?" "Nope. Just vests and demands." Lanford nodded. "You pressing charges?" "I want them prosecuted. And I want the HOA investigated." "We'll start the paperwork," Lanford said. 2 days later, a knock came at Gabriel's door. A man in a blazer stood outside. "Mr. Hunter? I'm Agent Mitch Carver. Internal Affairs." Inside, Carver laid out the truth. The 2 men, Travis Jensen and Carl Mott, had pulled the same stunt in 3 other neighborhoods. "No arrests. Just warnings." "Were the other homeowners black?" Gabriel asked. Carver nodded. "All of them." "What's the HOA saying?" "They're running scared." Some members knew. One text from a board VP said, "Let Travis handle it. Make sure the new guy doesn't cause trouble." Sent 4 days before the incident. "So I was targeted," Gabriel said. "Looks that way." The story had already gone viral. News stations, podcasts, social media, everyone wanted to hear from the Delta veteran who stood his ground. But for Gabriel, it wasn't about going viral. It was about what could have happened if he hadn't stayed calm. He looked at Lily, curled up on the couch, reading. That's why he spoke out. Because next time, someone else might not be so lucky.